Well, there's no doubt about it. Anytime you have a veteran offensive line that is kind of playing with the quality that they're playing with right now, it just instills all types of confidence in the running back. You know, it just really forces that running back not to worry about first level of the defense. Just trust that their players are going to get their job done. And now they can kind of just read through that first level and kind of take a peek and see what's going on at the second and third level of the defense. And anytime you're able to do that as a running back, it allows you to anticipate your reads a lot quicker. And it doesn't happen unless you have that confidence in your offensive line. So that is why we're, getting the explosives and the nice chunks of yards right now in the run game is purely because of the offensive line. So it's been phenomenal for us this year.
When you study them, is there something you're doing in particular that's really good, especially you're playing a very good run defense?
Well, they're just rocking off the ball. They don't have any indecision. There's no hesitation in their first step. And they're getting a lot of looks too. I mean, they're getting a lot of twists, a lot of movement by the defense, and gap exchange and things like that. So they're just rocking off the ball, very confident in their targets. And once they get engaged, they're moving people. And that is a great formula for productive running.
Front row right, Austin. Stan, we've heard a couple times about Carlos spending those first 2 weeks running with the scout team. What was the benefit on or off the field for him going through that work?
Well, first of all, I wish I could raise every back that way. I wish I could send every back down to the scout team for a few weeks because the positives of it are, number one, you're going to play on contact for sure. You're playing against a younger offensive line, and you're not getting the movement that we're talking about for the first question there. But things are not very clean, so you're forced to really enhance the skill set of playing on contact, playing through contact, spinning off of things, and staying true to your footwork and your landmark. I mean, for that, it is a positive. It is a negative in some respects too, because it's not clean most of the time. You get a back that comes back to a starting offensive line, and sometimes he's hesitant. He doesn't quite have the timing together. But Carlos Hyde, having played with this offensive line for the last couple of years, I mean, he knows them, and they know each other inside out. So he was able to make that adjustment from the scout team back over to that starting team and get a rhythm rather quickly. But I think mentally it was an unbelievable advantage for him because, number one, being a starting tailback a year ago and having them play a backup role and a service role to this football team on the scout team made him hungry, made him extremely hungry, made him not take for granted the opportunities that he has in front of him. So that was the biggest lesson, I believe, for Carlos.
Front row, Tim.
Yeah, Stan, we were talking with Tom Orman last week, and I asked him what was one of the things y'all definitely want to get better at offensively during the break. And he said one of the things that really y'all have studied is y'all are a better team when you're hitting receivers on the run as opposed to like maybe some of the hitches and bubble screens and curls y'all been doing.
Sure.
How much did y'all work on that, and what do you see coming out of that sort of emphasis maybe more on hitting guys on the run?
Yeah, it's just it's all correlated. To throw the ball effectively, you got to run the ball effectively, and that's been our philosophy. So there's got to be some things that we can create out of the backfield by way of personnel, our footwork and our landmarks. If we can keep it moving and kind of get that to bleed in over to our play action game, to be able to do some things where our receivers are still on the move. Iowa does a phenomenal job of playing great disciplined defense. We know where they're going to get lined up, but we're going to have to be very, very smart on running our receivers through their zones because they're a very physical football team. But usually you get the receivers on the move a lot more versus teams that play man coverage when you're trying to separate and create some space and things of that sort. And Iowa does that, a little bit. So it's just really calling the right play at the right time, but we are going to practice that because our receivers are at their best when they can catch it on the move, no doubt.
And one of the